Hello and welcome to the Android OS guide. This is the bonus content for the guide, so this is just some extra tidbits of information we're throwing onto the guide at the end here. This is chapter 15, the last of the bonus content, a detailed look at smartwatches. So in chapter 3 of the main guide, we went over our best-selling Android devices, our recommendations from GizmoStoreDirect.com, and we talked a lot about smartphones, but we touched up on tablets and smartwatches just a little bit. I wanted to give some more bonus content and look at these devices in themselves. So for example, today we're going to be talking about smartwatches and all the different smartwatches out there, from the Pebble and Moto 360, and what a smartwatch should do for you, and what are the factors, and real detailed look at everything that you should consider when purchasing said smartwatch. So use case examples for smartwatches. Really what smartwatches should do for you should be an extension of your Android device. They should be an extension of your phone, your tablet. They should allow you to get quick glance information, just obviously viewing your wrist like a normal watch, and overall be convenient. These are things that are very personable pieces of technology since we're actually wearing them. They're a field called wearable technology, and they're usually tracking information like steps, fitness, all things of that nature. So they should be convenient. They should be convenient as far as their design goes, as far as their UI and software goes. And again, they're extensions of your device. They allow you to view information and do certain tasks without having to pull out your phone, without having to open up your tablet and quickly pass on information like text messages, answer calls, things of that nature, all from your wrist. So when it comes to factors as far as getting a smartwatch, since Android is one of the leading smartwatch manufacturers as far as everything goes, because there's something called Android Wear, there's a lot of factors to consider when it comes to buying one, because there is LG, there's Moto, who's producing these, there's different companies, third-party companies who are producing these smartwatches. So what are the things to consider in a detailed look? Well, battery life is going to be a big thing. You probably use your watch on a daily basis, so it's something you're going to want to have last you 24 hours. If it can't do that at most basic functionality, then that's something you may want to reconsider, because in like a general watch, you want it to tell the time throughout the day, and you want it to last from morning until you take it off. So the same with a smartwatch. Size and form factor, like any other watch, you want it to fit comfortably on your wrist. You want it to have a good size as far as the weight, sturdiness, and durability goes. The screen is going to become a big thing, because since that's your main interaction with a watch, a smartwatch specifically, then your screen is going to be something that's really, really important when it comes to interacting. You want it to be something that's anti-glare, does good in low light as well as in direct sunlight, and it has a really good and easy to browse interface, whether that means analog or dialogue or analog or digital controls, or whatever situation it may mean for different watches. You want it to have a good screen. Overall interface of the OS and UI, how you navigate throughout it. Android Wear obviously allows Android to be run on these watches, so it's kind of standard, but you're going to have different skins, different themes. You just want to make sure that the interface and OS that you're getting, is usable and is convenient at most. And last but not least, you have personalization. It's a watch. It's a fashion statement. It's a accessory at the end of the day. So you want it to have some personalization to it, whether that means switching the straps on the band, getting them in different materials from steel to plastic, so on and so forth, for more sportier uses and things of that nature. These are factors to consider when getting a smartwatch. And of course, other variable factors like prices and stuff like that all comes into play, but again, that's all personal preference depending on your budget and things of that nature. So we're going to talk about a little bit about a flagship watch that's out right now, one of the most popular ones. It's the Moto 360. This is one of the flagship Android smartwatches right now. Again, made by Motorola. It features a really clean and simplistic design, very similar to any other watch, but a really high quality display that at first glance you can't even tell is really a digital display. It has a Texas Instrument OMAP 3 CPU unit with a display of 1.56-inch LCD IPS display that's a 320 by 290 resolution, 4 gigabytes of memory, battery life of 320 milliamps. Again, the operating system is running Android Wear, which is compatible with any smartphone running Android 4.3 and above. It has a nice weight and size distribution to it, and has support for Bluetooth, 9-axis gyros, and compass, and accelerometer, pedometer, and optical heart rate monitor. So it has all of those sensors built in, and it has some customization to it as far as colors and the straps that you can get for it. So the Moto 360 is obviously one of the popular ones out there. It does have a bit of a higher price point since it's a flagship device. And, it's something that has a really durable build to it. But these are just kind of the spec list, so you can kind of compare when you're buying your watch or when you're looking for a smartwatch, what's important, what do you need to know, what are the factors that you want to kind of take away from, the flagship devices out there. So that said, what are the popular smartwatches right now? These are a list of ones that we just kind of recommended. Of course, in the main guide, we've talked about the Smartwatch i6 that we featured on our site, so definitely check that out. Of course, the Moto 360, as we just mentioned. One of the very first Android smartwatches was something known as Pebble. Pebble was a very, very popular project that was self-funded through a thing called Kickstarter, and that's a very popular Android. It's running a SKU of Android on it, and a very, very popular and much more affordable watch as well. So definitely check out Pebble. Those come in multiple models. And the LG G Watch, another famous watch by LG that is a very kind of robust and classic design, but has really, really great kind of UI and OS skins built onto it. At the end of the day, smartwatches are much more personal than your tablet or your phone. They're something you wear. They're something that you use every day, and they kind of, go through the day-to-day tasks with you, whether that's, the wear and tear, you want it to be durable, and something that you're going to use as an extension of your device. So you don't have to dig into your pocket or bag or whatever it may be to dismiss a phone call or to answer a text message when you're driving. You can simply just tap at your watch and glance on it, or use things like voice commands and all these different features that are built into them. Smartwatches are definitely on the rise, and they're definitely a new category of product, but these are just kind of some details and some insight in what to look for when you're purchasing yours. We hope you guys enjoyed all of the bonus content as well as the main guide itself in the Android OS and the full guide from devices and recommendations. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.